The story this week comes from the book of Kings, and in it, King Ahab, the king of Israel, it says he sees a vineyard next to his palace. And the vineyard is owned by Naboth. And so he approaches Naboth and he says, I will give you whatever your vineyard is worth, or I will give you another vineyard far greater than the one that you have, in exchange for that land, because I want to plant my own garden there. The story says that Naboth refuses the king's unrefusable offer. He says, God forbid that I sell my ancestral inheritance. This land that had been in Naboth's family for generations was put into his care, and he dreamed of passing it on to the generations after him. But his response and his inability to sell is about more than just that desire of family ties. He references an ancient law. He says, God forbid it. Calling to mind a law from the book of Leviticus, where God says, you shall not sell your land into perpetuity or permanently, for the earth is mine, and you are but tenants, strangers, passerbyers in it. This story reminds me of our own desire to see our connection with the generations that have gone before us and those that will come after us. I think it's a desire that we see revealed in family heirlooms that are passed down, or family stories that are retold and reinterpreted every generation. But again, the story of Ahab and Naboth tells us it's not just about the family ties and that sense of connection or closeness, but there's something more happening here. Because in that ancient law, it says that the land was meant to be a symbol, a sign of God's faithfulness. You see, you weren't to sell it in order that every generation would know that they're taken care of. Every generation would have a symbol, a tangible expression of God's faithfulness to them, of God's care for them. In the day and age that we live in, when so much can seem uncertain and so much can change so quickly, a tangible expression of God's faithfulness and care for us could mean the world. To know that God is going to care not just for us, but for the generations after us. I think the story of Ahab and Naboth teaches us and reminds us that the possessions that we have, or the things that we own, it's not just about how those things can make us prosperous or how they can make us more wealthy, but it's about how can they reveal the goodness and faithfulness of God.